Have you been feeling stuck somewhere between enlightenment and embodiment and feeling that your energy is stuck in so many areas of your life, feeling maybe paralyzed fears or combination of our old paradigms and old programs and old patterns that keep returning and being triggered for us to see even deeper than we've ever saw before? If so, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 ways to move forward as we move through this ascension bridge and how this full moon in Taurus with the lunar eclipse is here to help you navigate the journey in a new way. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I'll help you live fearless, live loved, and live free. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. And make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when all my videos and content come live. So let's jump into the new way that you can navigate this journey across the bridge from being stuck and paralyzed. The first thing is self-reflection. And so, in a lunar eclipse, it's all about reflections. It's about seeing the deep sides of yourself and the deep shadows. And with it being, in this Taurus energy opposing, the Scorpio sun, it's about going into the emotional aspects as well as finding truth and learning to trust while bringing in and embodying the feminine energy from the Taurus side that's asking and kind of coming to a place of demanding a sense of safety, security, protection, bringing in some new structure to rebuild these tower moments that we've had, but where Taurus in the past has been like really resistant and can still be, which is why we're feeling some of the resistance of change as we move forward. It's really helping us learn to look at ourselves really deeply as we choose to see that reflection and remember who we truly are so that we can stop looking outside of ourselves for what it is that we are desiring. That could be power, that could be love, that could be relationship. It's going to be important that you choose to take responsibility and to choose to move and act and see in such a way that you realize that you have been the one that has called in every situation and every circumstances to be your mirror, and especially with your twin flame on this journey. So use this time of culmination. And the reason I say culmination, because this eclipse and this energy is about bringing back all of your entire life into form at one time, basically. And you will be revisiting patterns and cycles that even go back for 10 years for sure, and then back to even 2002, potentially, to revisit how you're handling things. What were you going through? So pay attention to those things as well. But in this timeline, maybe you're revisiting something similar, or it's triggering those old wounds, but be willing to see what those wounds are. Be willing to know, and this is very important, it's not about triggering the wounds that you are continuing a pattern that you're afraid of, that you're going to repeat the same pattern you used to do. It's literally in the embodiment of this, triggering in such a way that's helping the wound rise to surface, to heal it, to release it, to see it, to feel it, and to let it go. So you're not repeating those old patterns like it feels like. You're literally just in a place of rewiring the way you see it, the way you feel it, and the way you navigate it and take action upon it from what you have in the past. And this is going to give you an opportunity now to really build a strong foundation in this earth energy on your root system and to heal that root value within yourself of seeing your own values, seeing your own worth, seeing your own truth, seeing yourself with love and light in a new way that's going to allow you to then, see your passion and see that you're main purpose in life is literally just showing up and doing the work it is that you chose to come here to do. One of the things, in this that I've been experiencing is a couple things. I've been, as always, I experience everything that I share. So I'm doing this journey with you. And that's how I can see it. And that's why I'm showing up in purpose, to share with you the way it's being shown to me. And I've been doing a lot of mirror work lately, and literally mirror. I was watching a little clip from Mel Robbins that had done a TEDx talk a while back. And she was talking about how she woke up in the morning and she saw herself in the mirror in her underwear, and how, things weren't, shifting in her body, and how she had things going on in that day, and how like her life was falling apart, and her finances and her kids, and looks down and there's her dog that needs fed, and, all this stuff caving in that can happen in our daily lives. Because, remember, we're a spiritual being trying to navigate and embody this in a way that we can go forward in our life. And she finally realized in that she's like, I just need somebody to show up here today and tell me it's okay and that you've got this. And she realized when she looked in the mirror, it was herself. And so she started creating this practice of high-fiving herself in the mirror every day for her accomplishments. And so, I have been going through something very similar. And so this has crossed my path. And so I just wanted to share it with you. Start seeing your reflection of who you truly are. Start showing up for yourself. Start seeing yourself in the mirror. I mean, we have a hard time looking at ourselves in the mirror sometimes. We either critique or we avoid. And so this is more about like from a place of love and acceptance and giving yourself encouragement, in that morning reflection that you've got this day. And then I'm also going to put a link below to make sure you have my mirror exercise that for your twin flame, or it really stands for anyone else in your life as they show up. They're showing up literally to trigger you, to be your mirror, to see your reflection of what it is you need to work on within yourself. And they come into your life to teach you what you need to change inside. So the second way that you can navigate this journey across this bridge is to realize and know and be aware that you're really revisiting these traumatizing experiences and going and navigating through cycles and the seasons of yourself and revisiting all of these things so that you can basically do what I already said is it's going to trigger your traumas so you can rewrite those traumas. Okay. And so what's happening in this revisiting, people are revisiting situations, circumstances, experiences with their family, their friends, and their flame in order to, as I mentioned, really trigger the wounds that need to be seen, felt, heard. Listen to yourself. Choose this time to take responsibility for yourself and not blame the other person. Like basically start giving them gratitude for the experience, even if it's in your heart, and learn out of this. The reason this is so important to not just rewire it, but to recreate the patterns in the rewiring. We're learning how to now express ourselves. We're learning how to speak our truth with our voice and find it. We're learning what our truth is. We're recreating justice from imbalances of past karma, as well as in our life that has been out of balance. And all of this is helping to give you more wisdom and more truth and more understanding of what it is and why you came here to do it. So the third thing that you can do to navigate across this bridge is to realize that you are transforming the traumas during this process. And if you can see it that way, it's going to help you move beyond the paralyzing energy. And what's happening is that paralyzing energy has been stuck in your nervous system, stuck in your body. You have trapped emotions in your physical being that is needing to be released. It's needing to be purged. And these experiences are happening to help you purge it. Now, personally, I've been going through the same thing because, 2 years ago, I had an episode of vertigo that put me in bed for 5 days, and I've never fully recovered from that, followed by then this year having COVID, and basically in this whole ascension journey, really having a lot of experiences that have been very traumatic, down to my beloved champ being taken out of my life with no warning and just shattered me. And so our emotions, our nervous system has been on overload. And so one of the things that I've really been working towards is how can I release this trauma that's been stuck in my body? And I've been on this path of doing that consciously for a long, long time, but intentionally for at least 2.5 years. And so I've came up with a lot of methods, a lot of pieces, a lot of parts. And I've been, I always say as a chiropractor, I kind of go through this process a lot of times to create these programs based on my own experiences with the methodology of the tools and the resources that I use and then create and help share with other people. And so what I'm finding is in this paralyzed energy that internalized memory that I'm actually, Michelle, the team member I bring on the videos here that helps you with empowerment and also help you navigate your twin flame journey as well as I do. She was sharing with me how she'd been going through a lot of the same similar things and a new technique called TREE, which stands for trauma release, releasing the energy. And so it's a traumatic experience that's releasing all the energy that's stuck. And it stands for Tremors. And so look it up if that's something that resonates with you. I have been personally doing it. Julian has been doing it as well and helping me through the process. And it's literally awakening the inner energy, the meridians, the channels that have been stuck. It's not allowed me to let go of all of this tension and their tension patterns. So these patterns are running on programs inside of us that are stimulating back the responses to recreate this trauma through experiences that's not even coming from the mind or the soul. A few other techniques that I have found to be very beneficial during this time is sound healing that helps to clear your field and then activate your vibration to increase your frequency. And that is helping you then also release these stored patterns of energy in your energetic template that can also do the same thing, act as a portal to bring in higher consciousness, to release subconscious programming and all the cellular memory. The vibration literally releases those traumas. And another thing that I've been doing is the Ah Meditation by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And I'm doing that as a 30-day challenge. That vibration is to help to move the channels of energy. It's help open up the meridians and to help free up the energy, but also going out through the third eye, setting intentions in the process, because the sound ah is in relation to God. You're sending out signals of what it is you want to recreate or the abundance you want to create. So it's a great way to help rewire patterns of thought in the process of multitasking, so to speak. I'm all about multitasking and how can we get more done in less time and what can be the most impactful for our time. And so another really key thing in this is to maybe alkalize your body. I'll put some alkalizing tips in below of some supplements that I've used with patients over 25 years. It's organic barley. The key in this is that nutrition is key. What you eat in your vibration is key to shifting and raising and feeding your body and your soul the higher frequency type energetic foods. Okay, nutrition, I even should say, because even sound is nutrition for the soul. Flip side of that, our thoughts can be more toxifying and cause more acidity to the body than the food you eat. So beware of that. One other thing on that sound that I want to also make sure to bring up is that Julian started a channel called Enlightened Groove, where he's doing sound healing and sound frequencies in order to shift these vibrations. So I'll make sure you have a link to his channel in a music meditation that you can use to clear your chakras with love, basically. And you can connect to his channel below and see that video and maybe do that video to help you shift some of the frequencies within your body. Some other key things here would be to make sure that you're getting in enough water during this time. So many people are being dehydrated from all of these shifts and changes, shift in frequency, especially getting in some exercise, moving the body, like rebound therapy, jumping like on the trampoline. Qigong is huge, and being able to make sure that your body is moving in such a way that you're moving that energy out. And in that, breath work is huge. And Michelle had also told me about effigy breath work that I'm in the process of researching and opening, but it's more of a heart breath. And that can really help you open up your heart as we go forward and start moving away from these ideas that these things are happening to us, but for us. And so that leads me right into the fourth one of finding gratitude for where you are in any given moment, good or bad, to know that that experience is teaching you. It has showed up in your life because you called it in to be able to see, feel, and heal those wounds. And so perception is key. How you choose to see that experience is going to impact the way that you navigate the experience. So for you to be able to learn how to, as you're being re-triggered, to let go of the stories in the process, let go of the past, let go of the way you handled it, let go of the programs you've had, let go of the focus of the negativity and the negative side and the fear of that you're recreating something you don't want, when in all reality, it's an opportunity to recreate what you want. And so you're rewriting that in the process. And so if you can spend some time in this gratitude daily, being able to write down things that you're grateful for and put your focus on the gratitude, including of the experience you don't like, and to stay in that gratitude would literally shift your frequency and shift you forward faster. And especially as we're going through this deep dive into this eclipse, and all these emotions can feel overwhelming, which, by the way, some of these emotions, I woke up this morning and I'd had a dream, and the dream was so impactful that it was paralyzing trauma that my body woke up and I was tremoring. And in that, I knew that my body was still like doing this purge that we're talking about. It was linked to champ and some trauma and some things like that. So it was sort of re-traumatizing. And so then now spend time clearing that energy. And then, instead of it being focused so much on the trauma, focusing on, okay, good. That was a release. That was like an earthquake coming through, which, by the way, I got to tell you, and Tatiana talked about in the last astrology report for this month of November. If you've not seen it, make sure to check it out below. Make sure you have a link to it below. That earthquakes could take place because it's so impactful and such a shift in energy. And last night, I was on the phone with my nephew, and they had an earthquake in my hometown of a 4.0 here in the Midwest, which sits on the Nomadrid Fault. So this is how impactful this energy is, and it can feel like an inner quake. And so as this is happening, and it can be intense, be sure that no matter how hard it feels like, or you see it to be, you have the power inside of you to choose to see it differently through finding the gratitude for it. So the fifth way to navigate this journey is to give grace every day. And so what I mean by that is when we talk about the gratitude is an opportunity for you to see and shift and transform and transcend the emotions or the feelings or the thoughts or the experience. Giving grace for it is the literal act of thanking it. Thanking for the experience, being able to give it love, being able to embrace it with love, being able to see the experience as a renewal process, accepting the experience, surrendering to the experience, being able to allow yourself to be open-hearted rather than closing off during this time, and start using this concept of giving grace every day as a meditation towards your gifts that you have in these experiences. The way I've been practicing this is doing like gratitude work and starting my day with a gratitude meditation every day. And in addition to that, Julian and I, when we sit down to eat together, we give grace and we give thanks. And we don't just do it for what our lives are, and we don't just do it for like the food. We do it for each other. And we've done that as a daily practice basically since we've merged and have lived together and have made our meals a time of grace. As I looked at how we navigate that in ourselves and our togetherness, it's made me really look at deeper inside myself and say, okay, am I doing and applying this to other areas of my life? Am I truly giving grace for the pain that I've experienced? Am I giving grace for the situations that continue to show up in my life to trigger me? And if you're not, then you are missing the blessing that's trying to come through during this time and energy for you to release it, rewire it, rewrite it, renew it, to remember it, as you feel it, see it, let it go, and then release this trapped energy that's inside of your body so that you can fully come up in your higher awareness, your higher state of enlightenment, and you're now embodying that enlightenment from the 5D energy into a 3D reality that becomes the harmony within and the balance that will then magnetize towards you everything around you that you truly desire. And that's what we're ramping up for. And that this full moon and this eclipse is literally a portal that is taking us into the timeline of the 1221 portal coming up in December. And all of this is sort of like a trash compactor to clear out and create space for all the greatness, the harmony, the balance, the peace, the love, the light that is coming to closure of the ascension process that started in 1221 of 2012. We will be bringing that to close this year in 21, which is a mirrored reflection of 12. So how ironic. And 22 is balance. And so that's what we will be going forward in balance. And you are literally in this time being asked to, it's like the final call of saying, the heavens gates and the doors have opened. This is your final judgment call. Are you going to up level? Are you going to go up? Are you going to call up? Are you going to take action? Are you going to do what it is you came here to do? Are you going to show up every day in a place of reverence and service and shine and be the light that it is you came here so you can be the way shower for other people? So I thank you so much for being on my journey. Please let me know where you're at during this energy and if any of these things are beneficial for you or if you're experiencing anything that would help others in the comments below. So may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.